How's it going, guys? Wayne here, and welcome in to a different style of video on the Wayne's World channel. Because any of you that know me, any of you that follow me for a while, any of you that have come over to see my streams over on Twitch, you know that I'm a massive Formula 1 fan. And with the release of the Formula 1 2022 game, I've got it on the PS5. I thought, why not give it a go to try and achieve the master level in the ranked play mode online in multiplayer. Now, anyone that's played multiplayer on Formula 1 in general will know just how messy some of the lobbies can be. I've never reached the master rank before. Is it even possible? I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a go. And in these races today, we're going to start with the short races, and we're going to do our placements first up. So if you do enjoy Formula 1 content and you're interested in seeing just how some multiplayer lobbies can be, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you are new around here, and hit the like button as well if you do enjoy this video. We'll get into our first set of races now to see what circuits we might be up at first. So first off then, we are at France, and it was a small lobby. I think there were only 4 or 5 of us in the lobby at the time of qualifying. And remember, it's our first online race on this game, so we were being a little bit tentative, not really attacking the corners as much as we would have liked. But as we come around the final turn, make sure that we keep it on the white line at the bare minimum, because we don't want our time to be disqualified. We come across the line and we qualify in P3, which isn't too bad considering it was our first online session. 3rd place out of 5 in the lobby, not too bad. But for the first race, here we are, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and we actually get a pretty decent start from 3rd place. Can't really complain with that getaway. We want to watch out for the guy behind, because sometimes in these online lobbies they do get a little bit too twitchy and send it up the inside when there's really no space to do so. But we managed to defend it quite well, and now we're chasing after Dr. Hoodie TTV just in front of us in 2nd place. And looking at the way that he was attacking 1st place, I could see that we had a decent opportunity. If we could get into the slipstream, which we do, we're looking to attack him as he tries to attack for 1st place. Can we get it? Headed into this corner around the outside, we tried to make the move on him, and we had to bail out a little bit early because I had a feeling that he wasn't going to give me the space as we would have liked. Continuing on this first lap, it's still a scrap for 1st place. Maybe we can pick up the pieces here as we go around flat around this bend, and there's no overtaking maneuvers just yet. We're a little bit too far back. Remember, the DRS hasn't been activated just yet. We're trying to keep within sort of slipstream distance and within that DRS margin under 1 second, so that we can get an easy overtake when it comes to lap 2, lap 3 when the DRS is activated. But as we can see, Dr. Hoodie trying to make a move, coming into the final corner. We're pushing him through as we hit the apex just as we broke a little bit later than him. But it's a solid start as we get into lap number 2. We lose a little bit of time on 2nd place, but I know that we can make it up. We're a little bit braver under braking on the corners, and he seems to be all over the place as he tries to chase, and we get a very good exit, and we tried to go around the outside. It's 3 wide momentarily. We had to give him the space, so we bail out of the move once again. A little bit of an illegal maneuver here, but we send it down the inside, and that's us up into 2nd place. And there's seemingly an incident behind us. As you can see, the yellow flags are out. I don't take any blame for that. We gave him the space. It was fair racing from our point of view, and we're now sitting in 2nd place, a second behind 1st place. Can we make up that distance over this short 5-lap period? We're already getting warnings for pushing the limits, but unfortunately we couldn't really push them much further than what we've done. 5 laps in, the guy in 1st place kept on putting in fastest lap after fastest lap. We couldn't keep up with that, so we ended up taking it easy and just coasting to an easy 2nd place finish, which, to be honest, I'm not too upset with. It was our first online race, remember, and coming in 2nd in these placement races, as we are on the quest to reach the master level on Formula 1 22. A 2nd place and a clean race is obviously what is most important, and we'll take that. Our first podium, and I'm happy with that. It was a good second place from us. It's a shame we couldn't get the win, but we take the second place, we take the podium, and we take the clean race, which is most important. So as you can see, our first placement race of 5 is over, and the safety rating is the most important thing. So unfortunately, for the second placement race, we were kicked out due to a server issue. So this is our third placement race, second of the episode, and we are at a staple of the F1 calendar, the Red Bull Ring in Austria. A very fast circuit, a lot of overtaking opportunities, and something that we'll be looking to exploit as we come around towards the final corner. And this is a big lobby. We are heading towards a 7th place qualifying finish. So it's not too bad, but when you see the size of the lobby, the middle of the field is not really where you want to be. We need to get a clean getaway, and we need to try and avoid any incidents, and it's lights out, and we get a very good start as we try to go down the inside. We've already made up a place, up into 6th place, but we're gonna outbrake the guy just on the outside of us. Doesn't leave us enough space, and as you can see, we've actually spun there. But unfortunately, sometimes in these F1 lobbies, they like to confuse Formula 1 with Mario Kart. And as you can see here, the guy in front in 14th, we're looking to make an overtake as we go up the hill. His internet is not the best, but we've got a clean exit. We're now heading towards the left, and you can see he's drifting over to us, drifting over to us, drifting over to us, and he's pushed us into the wall. That's the issue with some of these Formula 1 lobbies online. So that's our first DNF. Our first DNF of the series, and yeah, not really good there. And now we head to race number 4 on the placement, a Bahrain race this time, and it's another decently sized lobby. As we go through qualifying, we're trying to make sure we're not in a situation where we are in the middle of the field again, even though at the minute we are down in P12 on the timing sheet for qualifying. I'm still hopeful of our chances. You know, one of the biggest things about Formula 1 lobbies online is you want to make sure you keep it as clean as possible, not only for the safety rating, but just to avoid any incidences. And there we cut the corner, so we start from P14 near the back of the grid. Here we want to make a clean getaway, and the main thing is to avoid incidents. We're underway, and as you can see in front of us, there's already a crash. We can't react, and that's our race over. Our safety rating is taking a battering here through things we can't really control. I don't really know what to say about that one. Off the line, we make a decent start, and then already someone is basically pushed into our path, and we don't have anywhere else to go but into them. But as you can see, some of the highlights from the race, I stayed around to watch it because I wanted to see how some people were racing. And it's absolutely crazy some of the things that people are able to get away with in some of these races online. I can't believe some of the dangerous driving that we see on this game, as there's a beautiful switchback move in a battle for 4th and 5th place. And it is 4th and 5th place that we'll continue to watch for the remainder of this lap, because there's a little bit of an incident that made me laugh incredibly hard just because of the way in which it played out. And we're watching the point of view from 5th place as it's closing up behind P4. Can he make a move around the outside? No, the door's shut, but it's still clean racing at this point. It's when we get to the start finish straight where things get a little bit messy. He tries to cut the corner there. It's a decent exit. Can he make the place his own coming around the final corner? It's again a battle here for P4, 5 and 6. There's a little bit of argy-bargy there. Both drivers go off at the final corner. As we're watching now P3, is there going to be a clean move here, or is there going to be a crash? I wasn't unfortunately involved in any of this, but it was good to see some clean driving out at the front. P3 and P2, some really good overtaking here, some nice driving. There's a little bit of contact there, but nothing too major, as the DRS is open and P2 makes an easy overtake. It's just a shame we weren't able to be involved in these battles, but as we push on, but it's here later on in lap 3 that we start seeing some of the madness that some people do when playing this game. In a battle for P5 and P6, the DRS is open and it should be an easy overtake around the outside, or so I thought. The space isn't really left there, but it's good clean racing at this point, and now the guy in P6 has to follow in the slipstream as he doesn't get the DRS. And there's a little bit of a lockup from the guy in P5 and he goes ramming into the back of him. Front wing damage, a 2-second penalty. He's gone wide. And then behind in P7, he just loses it. He absolutely bowls it, seeing the incident in front, getting a little bit carried away. And there you see some of the craziness that happens in some of these lobbies. Again, we get to see some people confuse Formula 1 for Mario Kart, and that was the end of race 4. Another DNF for us, unfortunately. So that's 1 P2, 2 DNFs, a server issue, and now we're heading to the streets of Miami for the first time. A circuit I've not driven before. It's the first time playing it on this game. Can we get a decent qualifying? Take it decently. It's a little bit wide, but we get some decent traction and we sprint to the line, and it is a clean P4 in Miami, which I'm not too upset with. The cracking start from us, and we automatically jump from P4 to P3, but the guy in P2 brakes so early and we ram straight into the back of him. We're lucky not to lose our front wing, but as you can see, it's a 2-second penalty which really compromised our start. Now it looks like first place is getting away from us. Even with a 2-second penalty, now we're gonna have to overtake and maybe get away if we can. But I think the main battle here with this race around the streets of Miami, which I love this track by the way, I think this track is absolutely beautiful to drive. We're going to try to get away from the guy in P3 and try and secure a P2, and it means we're going to have to open up a gap of over 2 seconds if we can, so that when the penalty kicks in, we do keep P2. At worst, let's try to stay on the podium. This is coming up towards the end of the first lap, and as you can see, Gecko Wolf in P1 is just kind of running away with this race at the minute, and we're not able to really do much in order to keep him in our sights. It's already at 2 seconds ahead. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about that. But if you noticed, P3, their straight line speed is absolutely incredible, and when the DRS kicks in at the end of lap 2, as you can see here, it's now only half a second difference, and I'm very worried. But that gap just closes and closes and closes. His setup is definitely more suited to straight line speed than mine was, and as you can see, just in this straight alone, he's halved the deficit, and it's now 0.6 seconds, 0.6 of a second, just in that one straight alone. So with the DRS, that's going to be super powerful. I'm going to see just in a moment just how much straight line speed this guy has over us. He's going, he's catching, and down this straight, he cuts it down again by half to about 6/10. I've checked my dashboard because I thought we might have damage. In the process, we've gone a little bit wide, and he is able to keep it close, and it's coming up towards half a second. We need to be able, through the chicane, to open it out and make sure we can get out of that DRS so that we're able to just run away a little bit, but it doesn't look likely as we pass the detection point, and the DRS for P3, Jinkazama, is open, and he's closing, it's 3/10, still closing, 2/10, and are we going to be able to defend this move? He's going down the inside. It's a bit of a late lunge, we've given the room, he hits us, and it's a little bit of contact heading into lap number 4. But I think we're going to have to defend for our lives here. 2 laps to go, and that closing speed with the DRS open is absolutely incredible. But we're definitely not getting out of that 2-second range following the penalty, and we've gone wide. It's poor from us. We've lost all momentum coming around that corner, and with the DRS open here, it's probably going to be an easy overtake from P3 up into P2. We can't really defend that. Our ERS was open to the max. You try and look down the inside as he locks up. He locks up, and we try down the inside, but he defends it well. We weren't able to take that risk again. The safety rating in these online lobbies is almost as important as the result. But coming towards the end of lap number 4, we're going to see what we can do with the DRS open, and we're going to follow. And look at the distance. Look at the distance Jikizama can take away from this straight alone. Even with the DRS open, he's able to pull out a gap. So if we are going to get this overtake done on the final lap of the race, we're going to have to stick close to him through the final corners, and hopefully when it comes to a DRS opportunity, we're able to take advantage, close the gap some more, hopefully force him into a mistake. Will he give up that P2 easily? We take a bit of a wider line just to try and get a slingshot, but he gets on the accelerator straight away and just scampers away. That straight line speed is absolutely incredible. We're not able to really do anything on this occasion, but through the final turns, will we be able to get P2 back? It doesn't really matter anyway, because we do have the 2-second penalty for that incident at the start of the race. But for pride's sake, can we get this overtake done and get a much better exit from the chicane? And down this final straight, we're basically pushing him through, and again he is able to stretch his legs and just run away. But this time we're much closer. DRS is open, ERS is deployed, and we're gaining. He goes to the inside line, so we try to go around the outside. We're much later on the brakes. We try to give him the room, which we do, and he's still pushing into us on the left hand side. And this closing speed to the line is becoming a photo finish, and we just get edged out and we finish in P3. But it's another podium of the episode. That's 2 podiums in our placement races, 2 DNFs, and we finish in the silver part of the placement, and our safety rating is a C, which is incredibly disappointing. But that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for watching our first F1 22 upload to the channel. If you do enjoy Formula 1 content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you are new around here as well. We will be looking to follow our rank 2 master level weekly. I reckon we'll probably look to upload at least every Monday with some more Formula 1 content elsewhere. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you for the next video.